Okay, guys. So I'm going to tell you now how to go for installing your SAS University Edition and how to run the SAS code into your University Edition in terms of reading data, manipulating data, and getting output out of the SAS University Edition programming towards external files. So first thing is that you need to go for installing your SAS University Edition. Guys, it is completely free. What you have to do, go to any URL, search for SAS University Edition Guide. The moment you write it here, you can see it takes you to the URL which says SAS.com University Edition. Just click on that. The first step of it, it's saying SAS University Edition Download and Installation Guide. Choose your operating system which you have it. Either way, you have Windows or Mac OS or you are having Linux. Just go for selecting whichever you have. I have Windows. I click on this. The moment I click on this, it has given there are 4 steps. Just scroll it down. You can see 4 steps for installation overview. Right from the setup file, going for downloading the university edition files, mapping to the virtual machines, and start using it. These are the 4 steps. It's quite simple, guys. You can go through this step by step, and you can also see the video to follow it. And as per the instruction is given here, you can go for download these virtual machines. You can create your shortcut folder where you want to keep your data and files and codes to run into SAS University editions. Then coming back to this second video, which is going to tell you that how to go for installing your university edition, that is to the virtual map, how to go for using that mapping. Once you have this, you'll go for learning about the step 3, where it's saying that how should you go for configure this thing so that you can make your machine start with SAS program to run with University Studio. Then later you can come to the step 4, where you are all set to use SAS University Edition Studio to run and see your output. Now guys, I'm going to start with, this is the URL. You have to remember that you need to connect to this URL. You can copy this URL here after installing it. Then you can go for running this. So what I can do, guys, here, first I'll go to my desktop. On my desktop, I have the virtual machine which I have installed. So I click on this virtual machine. The moment I click on this virtual machine, it is opened here. Now I go to machine here, where I say start as a normal start. The moment I click on normal start, it will take little time to open that window for me, where it is saying how to go for local host to run this program. Guys, look at here in this black window, coming back to the line number 5, which says that you need to go for HTTP :/localhost :1080, which you have to write in your URL. Now go to your URL, just paste this here. The moment you paste this here, enter. The moment you go for enter this, it is going to open a University Studio where to start with. So that is called SAS Studio. Now you click on this SAS Studio to open this. The moment you open this, it is opening to your local host where you have kept it. Now it is initializing. It is going to open a window where you can go for writing your programs in SAS and also see your output files. Now, guys, this is what the window is open. What I can do here, since you remember, I completed in your batch 2020-08 month 3, I have created a SAS demo folder today. I just copy this entire demo folder from here. I go to my C drive where I have created my University Edition folder by the time of SAS installation. I go to my folder. I simply paste my folder here. The moment I paste my folder here, that in that folder I have a couple of files which I just want to remove now, because these 2 files was recorded for SAS PC. I ignore this. This folder is not required at all here. I ignore this. I go to SAS datasets. I just clean this entire folder because I would be creating this using SAS University Edition. I also remove this output file because I would be creating that through SAS University Edition programming. This is where the code window, where I have the code in SAS PC which I have created. I just saved it here. The same code has been copied to a Word file just in case this file is not opening. You can always check the code from this Word document. A1 is showing the raw data. So remember, guys, whenever you work into SAS environment, you must have this folder architect. Right from the data folder to the code folder to the SAS dataset which you would be creating, and the manipulative dataset to be extracted to the output folder. Now let's go for looking at this folder into your University Studio. So when you open your SAS Studio, which you have opened it over here, guys, now go to your folder and say refresh. The moment you say refresh, you can see it's showing that a1.demo folder, which you just copied. If you expand this, it shows that there is a code folder, right? So SAS code, which I have it here. Now, going back to this folder here, guys, what you can do, you just come and double click on this, or you say open with text code, or just say open now. Now, the moment you come here and see the code which you have it, probably it is taking little time to open this. So let the code to be opened here. I just close this. I double click on this one more time. I can see my code is opening now. So in this code, it is everything is given the path of as what as your SAS PC. Now I want to change this path to read my data. The first thing is the demo folder. When I go for creating my demo as my data set, as my library, and I want to keep my all data set into this library. So I have to change the path. What is going to be my path? My path is going to be this. This is going to be my path. So I just copy this over here. Remember, guys, when you go for creating your folder path using SAS Studio, this is the path. You need to change it like this way. You remove this completely. Right here called folders. I start with right slash. This is all going to be right and forward slash. Right, guys? This is. I cut this out here. I want to change my live name path to this only. Done. Now, if I run the program here, it says that your live ref was successfully assigned. Fantastic. So we have our library now. Just to check our library, what you can do, guys, here, you can come to libraries. You can see demo library has been created, but this demo library is not having any data inside it now. Go back to the folder one more time, guys. Now, what you will do, you want to read data. So how will you go for reading data? You need to go for importing the files. In order to import the files, again, the file path is going to be changing here. So what would be the file path? Let me show you the file path. The file which you want to read it, you want to read from this path. So hence, the path of this file is going to be right here called folders. Before that, put a right slash. This is also right slash. This is also right slash. This is also right slash. Cut this out here and put it into your folder path. See, I just put this as my file path and I want to make it as a right slash. So this is how, guys, I have to do this for each and every line now. So this is the path which I want to change it here. Done. Right? This is the path I want to change it here. Done. So soon after you reading this data, you go for exporting the path. Again, the export path, you need to change it here, which is here. Now this path would be here as this way. As I said, right here, folders. Now this folder has to go with right slash. This is also right slash, right slash, right slash. Cut this path here and make sure that you are changing it to this. Done. Now this is exactly what you want to do here for each and every export file path. Done. Do it here as well. Done. Fine, guys. So this is how your code is all set now. So now if you want to run the program, though we have created our library, let's go for reading this data and see what is happening. When I read this data, you can see, guys, the code has run. It's showing the output data. It's showing each field name. A represent the character field. This represent the date field. This represent the numeric field. This is the character field. It shows that policy master table has been imported. How you can check that? If you go back to your libraries, if you go to your demo, you can see policy master dataset has been created. You can also check that going back to your folder here demo, If you go to SAS dataset, you can see policy master has been created into a SAS University Edition My Folder demo. Then my SAS dataset, you got the dataset here. Now same thing you just applied over here. Go to the code, run this two as well. The moment you run this two as well, you can see these two datasets is also created over here. Can you see this? Customer master, policy master has been created. You can also go back to the university edition where you can see under libraries demo, you can see this three dataset has been created. Like that, guys, you go for you go for looking at the code run entirely, which I did in the morning. I believe you should be able to get all this output from this program and which has been pasted across to your output file as a CSV file, text file, and Excel file. You can see this entire code has come and stored into your output folder into this file. Now you can take this data to analyze. So guys, it is quite simple. You can see that it has been exported to a text file as per the code which I explained in the morning time to you. This is how you are supposed to go and run your SAS program using your university edition. I just give you a navigation. Whenever you go for the program, go to my folder. So this is how the structure is going to come in, guys. So this is where you folder, you go back to see your folder which you saved with the demo. Now you can expand within the demo. These are the 5 folders. You expand, you got the code and double click on this. Just in case it's not open one time, just close it again, click on it, it will open the code. The moment you come to the code here, it is very important that you should change the path. The path is not same as C drive or D drive, the way we do it in PC. It has to go with the forward slash. This is how the forward slash, this is how you need to give a path to your library, data files, output files. Soon after you created that, you simply run this code, you get the same output the way you get it in SAS PC. I hope it helps, guys. The moment you run this, you can always come back here, go to the libraries, check your demo library, and you can also see the dataset which you created from this programming. These all are showing here. Just to check that whether this dataset is physically existed or not, if you go back to your folder, if you go to your SAS folder and demo, you can see SAS dataset. You can see all these 4 files has been created. Right, guys? So I think it is done. I hope you understand how to use your SAS University Edition to run the program, guys.